All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Well-Schooled in Murder by Elizabeth George. This is book number 3 in her Inspector Linley series of British mystery novels. I've got the whole collection over here. If you followed my channel for any length of time, you know that Elizabeth George is one of my favorite mystery novelists. Probably one of my top 20 favorite novelists of all time. There's her entire collection of Inspector Linley British mysteries, and we're going to be reading them all in order of publication till all of them have been read and reviewed on the channel. Right now we're to book number 3, Well-Schooled in Murder. Came out in 1990. I have been following this series for a lot of years. 30 some odd years. I was reading her back in the 90s. In fact, I've met her several times and she signed all of my books. Super dope lady. Entertaining to listen to and go to her book signings. But anyway, let's talk about this. Okay, so the book series. There's also a TV show, British TV show, the Inspector Linley Mysteries. This book is set in a prestigious public school where the kids are, junior high, early high school age. Now, in the TV show, the kids are actually older. They hire adult actors, so the kids are in their 18, 19, 20. It's kind of almost like a stuffy British boys' school type of thing for young adult men. In the TV show, that is. They're not 13-year-olds. In fact, the reason I bring this up is because in the TV show, and I forgot his name. Shouldn't have even brought it up. I forgot his name. The actor that played The Witcher in the Tudors. He was in the Tudors, and he was Superman. Henry Cavill. God, that came to me at the last second. Was in as one of his earliest roles, Henry Cavill. I think it might have been his first role. He played one of the young men in the prestigious boys' school. But anyway, in this book, it's about a 13-year-old that gets murdered at a very prestigious public school, Bredger Academy. Kind of like when I was reading this, I was thinking, gosh, this is kind of like reading about a murder mystery that happened at Hogwarts, because the school itself, just sort of this Gothic school, this Gothic English school in West Sussex, it just, the way Elizabeth George describes it, it's almost a character in and of itself, the whole school, with its, cloisters and its warrens and its old hallways, and there's even a graveyard, and there's just a lot of towers, and it's just like looked like a cool old English school that's been around for a lot of years and has a lot of history. It just was very Gothic and cool, dope, dense, wicked awesome is what I would say. Okay, so there's a young boy that goes missing. 13-year-old Matthew Watley goes missing. And in jump our heroes, Inspector Linley, Inspector Barbara Havers, and then forensic scientist Simon St. James. And of course, tagging along behind Simon St. James is his girlfriend, Deborah. I mention all 4 of these characters because towards the end of this book, there's some relationship reveals between these 4 characters that kind of upset the apple cart for the rest of the series going forward. And I really like that, because this series, the reason you follow a British mystery series, or any mystery series, even if it's C.J. Box, Joe Pickett, or Michael Connelly's Harry Bosch, you like following these characters from murder mystery to murder mystery to murderous mystery as they grow old and their relationships change, and they have kids and their kids grow old. That's why I like these series. It's you're almost following like not only just a murder mystery with every book, but almost like a family soap opera drama that sort of continues a thread of plot points throughout all the books. That's why I like reading them in chronological order. Okay, so I gotta go. So these guys gotta go figure out why this kid is missing. Now, Inspector Linley himself, the main character, he went to a prestigious public school just like this one, so he kind of knows how to navigate the landscape. The other characters, they never went, so they're kind of disgusted with the stuffiness of it all. And as they go through this investigation, they interview they question prefects and priests and teachers and family members and school kids, and everybody just seems to be stuck up and living on a plane higher than thou. And, Barbara Havers has always had a problem with this. In every book, she feels like the victim of oppression because she grew up in the she grew up in a neighborhood that's the equivalent of a United States trailer park or whatever. And anyway, as they're going through this investigation on this school property, it is just kind of one of those Agatha Christie tricks, which Elizabeth George does once in a while, where she'll just put all the characters on a train or on a boat or somewhere where they can't escape. And this one, it's kind of like in a school. And I know one of the Elizabeth George books, it's in a manor house. You know how it is. These kind of Agatha Christie-esque murder mysteries where everybody's a suspect who is in the school. Yada yada, and then are there going to be more murders? Who else is going to get killed? But the atmosphere and the writing are what sell me on the Elizabeth George books, because she does a great job of describing the British landscape, the different buildings that we walk in and out of in the British, the architecture, the history behind it. You just feel like you're there in Britain as you read these, and then the characters are always uniquely British, and there's always a large cast of characters surrounding our main four people, and there's a lot of school kids and a lot of school people and a lot of parents and a lot of things going on. And does Inspector Linley has kind of a close friendship with one of the managers of this school, and it's just a good murder mystery. This is what all it is: a missing kid. Maybe other people get murdered. I don't know. You'll have to read it to find out. But and then above all, the thing that I like the most is the interplay between our four main characters: Linley, Havers, St. James, and Deborah, and just the way they treat each other and handle each other. That's just great stuff. So I give Well-Schooled in Murder a very, very enthusiastic, atmospheric, British mystery, cozy murder mystery novel-esque thingy. I give it a 9 out of 10. Give it a 9 out of 10.